Denise? Okay, we'll call our meeting to order. Waste and Water Education meeting February 5th, 26. Approval of the agenda. Is there any additions except I think we all got this one from the Discovery Center board minutes.
Yes, we should follow that 7D.
7D. We'll put that in 7D. Anything else? Anybody? Can I have this put forward, please?
John, will do that.
John, a seconder. Richard? Any discussion? Anybody opposed? That's carried. Any declaration of pecuniary interest? None? Let's take a look at our minutes from our January the 8th meeting. Can I have this forwarded, please?
I'll make a motion.
John and Brian?
Yeah.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, where do we stand for the sewer zoning application? We've paused it for 90 days, but where does it stand now?
It's in, emails are going back and forth. It's in negotiation with the owners or the representatives of the owners and the planning board right now. They've had some dialogue and I think we've received some of that.
There was a meeting with the ministry too, was there not?
There was a meeting with the ministry, that's right. And basically that was for the owners' representatives to present any of their information that they would want to in favor of their proposal. And the ministry has just indicated that they've received that. We haven't had any, I don't think there's been anything come back from the ministry. The next will be the representatives will be meeting with the planning board on their meeting coming up. I think that's, yeah, go ahead.
I just got an email today from the planning board, copied to us. And there was some of the information, documentation that the owners were to be presenting to the ministry that hadn't been received because the communication didn't work with the planning board. So the last letter I saw, the last email I saw, Teresa had requested that the doers send it by PDF rather than however they were trying to do it, that didn't get through.
So
it's a little bit of a.
It's all in the planning board stage.
Yeah,
It
the
has
planning board
now.
are directly involved with it.
Okay, so we don't have to actually worry about it now until we get something back from the planning board?
It's my understanding.
That's my understanding too.
They're doing the middle work and then we'll go from there.
I just wondered if something come out of that meeting with the ministry. We hadn't heard, so.
There was dialogue with the ministry online. I don't think Teresa was there that night representing.
She
She was.
came in late.
She came in.
She was on the video.
I doubt that we'll hear from the ministry directly. Likely go through the planning board.
Thank you.
Anything else on those minutes? I take it the direction to investigate the manhole covers, that's just in progress, or it was right at the end of the minutes. I think John had brought the
That's a spring, early summer.
yeah. Yeah, it won't be now, yeah. Okay, anything further? Anybody opposed? Well, that's carried. Go down to old business, our landfill closure is in progress. There was a letter from the Sudbury Health Unit Ministry of Environmental Council response. I think everybody had thought that one. Any comments? It looks like it may take a while.
I can give a little bit of the detail, not a bunch, but I can give a little bit.
Go ahead.
We had, as the letter states, we had received response from Sudbury Health Unit saying that they're willing to come to a table. The real question is, whose table are we coming to? We haven't really done anything to make it our project to have other people attend. We are under the understanding, staff is under the understanding that this is Minnemoya Stewardship Association's project and we are an attendee to their meeting as opposed to these people are attending ours. So we did do the initial legwork and try to reach out to Sudbury Health Unit as we were directed to. We have not yet reached out to the Ministry of the Environment. We assume that that is going to be something that the Minnemoya Stewardship Association is going to take care of, as well as trying to get other heads of council, Chicane and other neighbors to the table. We assume that that's something that the Stewardship Association is going to be looking after. We haven't had any direction either way on it, to be honest with you. But that was how we left it when this was last discussed, thinking that it was going to be their party.
Richard.
Yeah, I think we need to acknowledge this letter, so I'd like to move to accept the letter and just send back that we're happy to participate and that we will do whatever we can to help them out, but as you indicated, it is their project.
Okay. So staff is directed to respond saying that we are interested in being at the table. You want some response to the Stewardship Association to that effect?
Yeah, just that we're still wanting to be a party to it and we'll help them out whatever way they need us to.
If I may, Mr. Chair, but the letter does state that the municipality's request is quite intensive. And they want to know if they can narrow down scope. Because, yeah, when you start getting into septic beds and that, the whole lake, that's a pile of information and over a lot of years. So I can see their concern trying to database that type of information. So who's going to facilitate that? Because we asked for it.
We asked them to participate in a meeting. We were sending out the request on behalf of somebody else, theoretically, because we have a better connection. But that would be an ask that between, as far as I'm concerned, the Stewardship Association, everyone's asking the questions of everybody else at the table. So it'd be up to them to be asking, in my opinion anyway, I could be wrong here, it'd be my opinion that they're the ones who are asking the Sudbury Health Unit for that information.
Okay.
And maybe afterward, they ask us for help compiling it or something, and at that point, that's something that council can discuss how much man hours they want to commit to it or whatever. But at this point now, I think that's just an ask from their perspective.
Okay. Well, they're asking us to try to scope it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know that there's anybody in our staff comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
John.
So we need to actually, if we're dealing with the ministry and an MOE, we as council need to make sure that that part of it is dealt with in-house, like with staff.
No,
No.
it's got nothing to do with us. We're just a member at the table.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
But the initial contact now is directly with this office, our staff and the Department of Health. MOE, if they're asked to come to the table and provide information, it should be the Central Manitoulin. They're doing the ask, they should be the ones in control of the meeting with the invitation to the Lake Stewardship Association.
No,
It's the other way around.
no, we asked on behalf of them.
Yes.
Because they wanted information, so we used our contact, but I don't think we have anything to do with this.
And the motion was clear, basically that we would support them in their efforts, but we wanted them to clearly define who was doing what and give us some type of charter kind of idea to say, well, who's responsible for what, not, because we were not ones wanting to take on the project. That was I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that was basically the direction from council.
Definitely, we don't want to take on the project.
Well, we were quite willing to be part of it, but they're the lead organization.
That was the
Which
way
is
council was leading.
Yeah.
Brian,
Yeah, at that meeting when they were all here, they indicated that they were going to try and get a body together of different billings, First Nations and us, and sit at the same table. But I gather this went out for, just to see if there's any interest in it, but, yeah, we were not gonna take lead or, we were gonna be a body at the table.
At the time, staff
At
did,
the time, and
council did
that's where
direct
it's
staff
stands,
to reach out to the Sudbury Health Unit,
Yeah.
but they
So it's
specified
a good,
that.
this is a good start, but I mean, we don't have that committee yet, so. So this maybe, make contact with whoever's,
You know, we have a willing participant, that's all we know at this point.
yeah.
So I would think that we need to acknowledge the letter and send it to the stewardship committee.
exactly.
Yeah,
As they asked us to do it, we did it, they'll put it back in their court for narrowing down the search and what they want for whatever committee they're coming up with, so that's what I would suggest.
it'll be up to them to approach Billings now, First Nations, and get a good committee going with us, along with.
That's already in the works. I've had a number of emails back from the secretary and they're working with the.
So when we send them a copy of this and say, look, it's waiting.
Yeah.
So staff is directed to forward this to that organization as well as, being at the table.
Yeah.
Is that the direction?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a first, I don't have a second on that.
The only ask, are we assuming that you're going to be the liaison between the, council?
Don't assume anything, John.
Well, I'm assuming that he has already been in contact, he knows what's going around the lake.
Dale and I are both on the roster there.
Both,
So between one of us, I kind of get my feet moving, and then we'll get Dale to try. Okay. Good.
well, they know that.
I've been part of that association with just I'm not a member, but I'm there to take back any information back and forth.
Yeah, being that they're not a committee of council,
So,
we don't need to motion it, so.
I still need a second to receive this.
I'll second.
Thank you.
any further discussion? Done. Any opposed? Carried. Benefits in progress, the transfer station discussion is in progress. Then we have a Promise Bay History Room verbal. And then
Okay, yeah, the update is, so last direction from council was to facilitate a meeting between the Providence Bay Spring Bay Historical Society and the Discovery Center Board, so I approached the Discovery Center Board, and I also sent them the letters that the Historical Society sent about wishing to amalgamate. The chairman wished to take the request to the Discovery Center Board before meeting with the Historical Society to discuss it first. And then at that board meeting, they decided not to amalgamate and instead they'll just help with the history room project. And the chair of the board, came up with a design plan that he wants to, take on kind of and help the Historical Society And he also has some fundraising plans as well. And then, the Historical Society was shown the plan and they all agreed that they would like to go forward with this plan. So that'll be presented at the property committee. Alex Barron is the chair of the Discovery Center Board. He's gonna do a delegation next week.
Good.
That's the update.
Thank you.
So just so I understand, the Discovery Center then is going on their own?
They're kind of working together, but they're not gonna amalgamate together.
But is the Historical Society or the historical group from Spring Bay, Providence Bay going to amalgamate with you?
I'm gonna work with them, but we're not gonna amalgamate.
Oh, so nobody's amalgamating.
No amalgamating, no.
Well, as long as you're still talking to each other, that's the
Yeah, we're
first
all
thing.
still talking. It just, the Discovery Center Board didn't wanna amalgamate because they don't think that the mandate of the Historical Society blends well with the Discovery Center Board. And it's better just keep them separate, but they can still work together on this project.
Well, I think I would agree with that as far as the Discovery Center is concerned. It's more of an educational process and keeps changing all the time with different activities that are going on there. But the Historical Society, the Spring Bay Providence Bay Historical Society, what's the difference between it and the Historical Society here in Mendemont?
They're, it's basically, how do I say this? The
What,
Providence Bay, Spring Bay Historical Society doesn't want to join the Central Manitoulin Historical Society. But the Central Manitoulin Historical Society is open to, trying to meet eventually with the Providence Bay, Spring Bay Historical Society and see if they do want to join. I think it's just some old, like 10 years plus issues that the two of the groups have that are kind of, not really relevant anymore, but that's still kind of.
oh,
the
I
reason
can't
why
believe
they
any
don't
of
have-
that.
Tenure? I'm no, it's not tenure.
It's longer.
They'll all be meeting soon in the nursing home, so it'll be fine.
Huh.
Brian. Brian,
All right, I have no problem with what's going on here. Yeah, I've walked into this before. But for us, it's funding. Is there gonna be any changes to the funding or a request for more funding because they won't get along?
Spring Bay's never asked for any funding.
Yeah, they're planning to do fundraising for the upgrades that they wanna make to the, history room. And that's how they'll get.
They're
their
doing
funds.
fundraising.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're not gonna come to council and ask for funding
No.
for it.
I don't believe so.
25 years I've been here, never been a motion for Providence Bay Spring Bay Historical Society.
All right,
anything else? So just a direction.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
What? New business,
Can I get a first and second to approve that, to accept the report, please?
yes. John, Brian. Any opposition? That's carried. New business, Mendemont drinking water system, our final inspection report for this season. Can I have this brought forward?
Linda, you should, she's up there.
Linda, thank you. And a seconder? John.
I'm not on this committee, Dale.
Oh, right.
You are now.
Brian, would you?
yeah,
Yeah, John motions and Brian seconds, thank you. Well. Any discussion on this report?
Well, I was a little bit confused, Mr. Chairman. There was a letter from Melissa Brunette, Water Compliance Officer, and it was addressed to Denise DeForge. And then it started off, Dear Miss Volvo. So I wasn't sure who we were dealing with here, but looks like the names got mixed up.
Anyways. Yeah, I don't know, but
I didn't see any, I'm sorry, Mr. Chair, I didn't see any recommendations and just following procedure, I think is all. That's all.
Anything else? I think on page 27, inspection risk rating 0, final inspection rating 100%. Everything's in compliance. There's a number of recommendations. Some of those were the last inspection, but they're recommendations to be taken as time goes on and if the will is there. So I think it's an excellent report. Anything else? Anybody opposed to receiving this report? That's carried. So our next, as we move forward, we have the annual monitoring report for the Province Bay Waste Disposal Site. And we have the monitoring report for the Minimum Waste Disposal Site. Is it the will committee? Do you want to put them together or separate?
I think we'll do them separate.
Separately?
They're two different locations.
Okay. So can I have brought forward the Province Bay Waste Disposal Site monitoring report? John? Brian?
Yeah.
Any comments? Yep.
Reading through the report, that all looks good, everything was done according to plan. They didn't find anything that they want to tell us that we should do, so I think it's a good report coming back and reflects well on staff.
I think just the one well testing OW18 is the most exceedance, but it's no different than the last test, and it's in the middle central part of the landfill. It doesn't impact on the perimeter, and it certainly doesn't impact on the out towards the residential wells, which are still no problem, no exceedance of any kind.
Mr. Chair, it looks like with the installation of the cap over last year, they expect numbers to improve even more, so.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of waiting. Yeah.
May take a few years, but you should see those columns with all the wells and all the parameters. They should be less and less exceedance.
Pretty soon we'll be able to have gardens on there, plant vegetables.
Lots of places have put condominiums and grocery stores and whatever on landfill sites.
Yep. Sudbury has.
Yep. Except Arizona didn't get their NHL ring. Okay, anything else? Anybody opposed to accepting that report? Here, the 25 monitoring report for the Minimum Waste Disposal Site. Can I have that forwarded?
I'll make it more.
Richard and Brian, thank you. Any comments?
Again, they seem to be well placed with everything that was happening, and their conclusion was that once this that removal of the material from the site can be avoided if the sides and the top of the fill area can be graded appropriately prior to site closure. So that's just giving us a little bit of advice there on page 28 of their conclusions, and would make sense. It's a little bit over the line right now, but if they do a little bit of reshaping, they can bring it back within the confines of the space that we're allowed without having to take any of the stuff away.
Anything else?
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, sure, Joe.
on page 30, they have other recommendations of next work that have to be done. With the budget approved and work that will be done later on. That should be items that staff will be able to correct as they work through the adjustment of bill on site. So they have replacement of PVC subcap and or well plugs. Monitoring wells be repaired to allow the lids to monitor the steel cases. So, yeah, it's all work that could be done at that time. This, hopefully this summer, I think is what the staff is planning on doing. So a lot of the problems that they have reported on are in the works to be repaired.
Does anybody recall our previous discussions on the Mindemoya site of opening up digging and transferring amounts to another area so that we didn't have to extend the calves, didn't have to extend onto private property? Like, I don't see anything here that said, and
They're saying that so far it's looking pretty good as it is.
Right.
So, yeah. In the report here, so.
Yeah, but that's in this report, but in our closure plan, it states that we're over the lines in
Yeah.
different spots and we're gonna have to get.
But you were right, I remember.
yeah,
But,
That's-
I'm not sure if we're allowed to mine. That's the problem.
well, that was
Well, it's
pension.
reshaping, it's reshaping.
Not called mining.
So
When you move it from one spot to the other, that's
we did
mining.
that, we
But
did that
that was
problem.
pensions,
But in Prof, we were within our boundaries.
yeah,
Here, we're outside of our boundaries according to the report, so I don't know whether the ministry would allow us to mine. But I think that's questions that need to be asked. I don't know if they've been asked yet or not, so.
I think we need to go back. We paid extra money to pension to give us that report.
Yeah.
We need to go back to that report and,
To see if we'd be allowed to mine, yes,
right,
and bring everything on site, then cap it.
because otherwise we're going to get into the private.
Yeah.
Private property. And it's gonna
Yes.
cost,
That's why we went out for that report.
that's right.
Yeah.
Richard,
Yeah, that's what we just indicated here, that the removal of the material from the site can be avoided if the sides and the top of the fill area can be regraded in an appropriate level prior to the site closure. So that site hasn't been closed yet, but if we can bring the bearing material onto the footprint of the site as designated, then we can avoid having to
But
have any further
that's
process.
if we can.
Says we can.
No,
but
I
then,
mean, even the report itself tells us what and where we have to move the material in order to stay within the boundaries and within the MOE guideline. And within the pension report that is already stating, that if the material is moved, then it doesn't affect the adjoining properties, and that was the whole reason for the $11,000 expense. To survey it and to give us direction. So, once we move forward with that this summer. And if it's required that you need a mining permit or whatever. Or approval from, it'd be approval from MOE, because
Yeah.
they're the ones that are the regulatory body on this area. So,
to me, go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, but it just says right here, the site should be regraded and formally capped. So, you know, obviously, you're going to bring it within the limits of the footprint in order to cap it. And if that's done, then it'll keep the moisture out of it, and hopefully we won't have the overruns.
so the report actually acknowledges that extra 11,000 that we spent.
Well,
Without saying.
this one's talking about removing material to get it down to the maximum amount.
Yeah.
The other report talked about redistributing the material.
Yeah.
So that we didn't have to take it away.
Yeah.
And we also didn't have to extend out into the CAS, into private property. This report talks about extending the boundary and dealing with the, what that means as far as
The grade of it, so that it's flowing the right way.
exactly.
Yeah, so, I know what this report's saying, but I still don't know what's in that closure plan. On whether we're allowed to mine, and bring everything on site and then cap it. So I know that we did try to pay extra on the report to see if we could, but I don't see it in here.
No, it's not in here.
It's not in here.
No, this one is a monitoring report.
Yeah.
It's to see what's happening and it's given us
Yeah.
the
We'd have to go back and
recommendation that we
refresh on that.
reshape it.
So I don't know whether we've got the information yet or not.
Yeah.
That we need.
eh?
I think the biggest thing is to try to work with, our consultant in the MOE. So that we don't have to be
Go outside the property
expropriating
limits.
property.
Yeah.
That's gonna get very expensive.
Yeah.
The MOE is never gonna tell us what to do. Consultants. And some of this is recommendation.
Well, they will tell us what to do once we do something and it's wrong.
MOE said that the meeting was, we're not here to help you, we're here to enforce. You were at that same meeting, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, any
I still think we
further?
need some answers, Dale.
Yeah, definitely need some answers on closure and that final pension report that they sent us. It was much different than.
I think I'd like maybe if staff could give us a summary. Of the reports and what's still needed and what the next step is. I know that we want staff to be able to close the site. If we can, but I think we need to know what we gotta do. Or what we're required to do.
So staff is direct breakdown requirements for next steps.
Yeah,
I think
whether we still need to expropriate or acquire land or whether we're allowed to mine, bring everything on site. I think with that said, the information that we need now, right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
I think we have a budget of 100,000.
Something like that, yeah.
Yes, it was 100,000.
No hurry.
I was gonna say something.
Hey,
No, I won't say it.
what's that?
To me, if we had proposed to do more wells on the downgrade towards private property.
Yeah.
And met together. I think we could have gotten them to keep it the way it is, because the last 3 years, it's been basically perfect. And no hazard, no
Yeah.
human hazardous.
That old thing saying there, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole theory was that we didn't actually need property, we just needed to control the water,
that's right.
so. But I mean, that costs you.
And
so.
reshaping and capping it might just be all it needs.
Okay, anything further? Anybody opposed to the motion and direction? That's carried. Okay. Now, go down to correspondence, MICA.
Excuse me,
has a-
You missed that.
7D, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, 7D, Discovery Center Board minutes. Can I have those forwarded? John, thank you. Richard, thank you. Any discussion? There was one motion they recommended council about the directional signs. Southwest and northwest side. But that one, Adam has informed me that'll go to property. Anything further?
Just as an addition to that thought, the chair of that committee, Alex Barron, will be speaking as a delegate also at the property committee meeting, so I'm certain that the two are gonna tie together.
Good. Thank you. Anybody opposed? That's kidding. Now we'll go to correspondence. MICA has a letter to acknowledge their June passage ride. Can I have,
Send us a letter.
can I have a motion to accept that letter,
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
make the acknowledgement? Okay, any discussion?
Just that we wish them well.
Okay,
So I've got Brian as a first, was there a second on that?
yeah.
Good.
And
Let the spandex fly.
any
I was
opposed?
waiting for that.
That's carried. Okay, let's move on to the Pioneer Museum memo. Would you like to comment on this one?
Not really comment, it's just, it was the Central Manitoulin Historical Society, some of the members' ideas to start this program. I have the first time trying this out, going to the Centennial Manor with some artifacts. It was kind of an outreach to the people that are at the manor, just, kind of bring back some memories and that kind of deal.
Just
Yeah.
because you have younger people on there that don't know how to use this stuff, so you figured the old people in the home maybe be able to show you.
Yeah, maybe,
Oh, okay, that's what I thought, okay.
yeah. That could help also.
The
Yeah.
fact that they just recognize it would be a feat.
Yeah. Can I have a motion to accept this?
Well, I must be old because I know every piece that's on there.
John? Second.
If you know them all, Derek, and you.
I know, that's the problem.
You can tell me the difference between an egg beater and an egg beater, because they're on here twice.
I know, well, it could be one style of egg beater and maybe another style of egg
That's
beater.
exactly what it is.
Uh-huh.
Different styles.
Cause there's the old hand ones, then there was the one that you pushed up and down and it spun them, and there's all kinds of them, though.
We have a second for the receiving the letter.
I've got John,
That was
Is that-
the ones with the
I've got
shakers.
John and Brian.
Okay, you got right.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the people. They make drinks.
Yeah, you can do drinking.
Hey,
No, whiskey and eggs. We're not
No.
all.
Or is that all one? These guys, or is
That's
that?
start taking the letter.
Put in Tabasco and the egg.
I think that's all one,
Oh.
all one in the letter.
And then they shook them up in the glass.
They're just taking it to the manor and bringing it back the same day.
Yeah.
I didn't know I
No,
could
it's
make it.
the egg, they're called something.
Okay, we'll move on here. We've got second and any further discussion.
No,
I think it's a great idea. I think other long-term care facilities would love to have this also.
That's the plan. If this goes well, we'll kind of take what we learned and maybe go to some other places on.
Yeah.
This part.
I'm just thinking of my mother there at the manor, if she got to see some of these artifacts, that would bring back lots of memories when she was a girl. All those kitchen,
I'm just trying to think of when I worked there. Some of them seen some of these stuff, oh my God, you might have fun too.
It'd go well.
thank you, Milan, it's a great initiative. Anybody opposed to receiving this letter? That's carried. Okay, now we're down to our water and sewer utility. Operating and capital, operating budget, capital budget. We take them together? What would people, committee?
Looks like a bill around, please.
One sewer and the other one water, right?
Yeah, one,
Are there two budgets here?
No, it's all, no,
So-
all-
Just the one, eh?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to show my screen.
Already.
It's working.
Go to Swing, please. Oh, now Swing.
Question, Mr. Chairman.
yeah,
Dale or, Adam,
1 second, I'll leave your pieces on. Figure out how to share my screen. Okay, sorry about that.
all right, I just wanted to confirm that we did have a, budget of, 432 a quarter. That's going up to 440 this year.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not much of a change in that one. So that's all good news.
can we have a motion to forward this and then we'll have discussion? Richard?
Yeah.
John? Thank you. Anything else?
Which one are we discussing now, water or sewer?
Both.
Eh?
We're doing both together?
Both?
Yeah. The sewer is the first couple pages.
One thing that the chair, we did in the water treatment plant, we had our intake line float. I see nothing in here. We got a report from that saying that it had to be repaired.
It is part of the capital budget for 2026. It hasn't been done yet. There's $240,000 in the capital budget in 2026 for that.
But it's not showing up in here.
Yep,
Yes, it is. It is part of the capital improvement. So if you look at the screen, $321,000. In that is $24,000 or $240,000, I'm sorry, for the line, for the sewer line, the floating line.
All right. Yeah, because I've just looked back, I didn't see it.
No, it did not get done in 2025 as anticipated.
No. But it's gonna be done
Going
next year. Okay.
presumably since it's a bad job, I'm gonna guess they're gonna wait till April.
As long as it's here, because
It's part of that 321.
It's actually scheduled for the next couple of weeks. They'll be doing some winter diving. They'll be delivering the weights next week. And then whenever they get to it, there's no change in the price. They requested from Aqua, the Dive Tech, Tech Services, I believe it is, will be doing some winter diving and installing the weights.
Page
3 of 3, Adam,
Page 3 of 3.
yeah, you got your water and sewer budget, revenue and expenses.
Yeah.
Why are our budget amounts so high to our actuals? For all the different years?
Oftentimes capital work does not get completed. And we typically end up over budgeting in terms of capital.